Hey guys, it's me, Terry of the Yarnjoy podcast. Welcome to Vlogust day 16. Okay, so what am I doing today? I'm working on a load of laundry, yay! But I am also, more excitingly, I am also working a little bit here in my craft room. As you can see, there's a skein of yarn right there that is kind of out of place. Anyway, the yarn that I received from the my friend's grandmother passing away, that I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put it. And so I had about 3 of those square cubbies, but down at the bottom I had 3 of them that had blanket yarn in it and bulky weight yarn, and I rarely use that, just occasionally. And so I took those out, and then I put them up in the top of my closet on this side where I am rearranging my closet. I mentioned several episodes ago that I was rearranging my closet. I took out a dresser that was in there, took that out, swapped with my son who had a different type of dresser slash wardrobe, not really wardrobe, kind of between a chest of drawers and a dresser, maybe. Anyway, I never did. I was going to give a tour of how I changed it, and I just never did. But I did take a couple of pictures, so let me insert the pictures here. Or here, you know, somewhere in the video, and you can see kind of what the closet is looking like right now, okay? Okay, so that is what my closet is kind of looking like right now. As you can see, I have a whole lot of green plastic trays, and those I got at Dollar Tree, and I had a few of them that I used to have down here in the bottom part of that cubby, down, you know, the small cubbies there, and I had fabric in them to begin with, and I discovered that with fabric in those trays and then in those slots there at the bottom, that it was really too heavy in the slots, or the plywood that we're using for that was bowing a little bit at the bottom, because the fabric with the stuff I had in those trays with the fabric and all that was heavier, I guess, than what yarn is that I have in there. And so I swapped them out, took those trays and put them in the closet, but then we eventually redid the closet, and so my husband's like, well, go get a bunch more of those trays and we'll just use those. And so that's what I did with them. Because of that chest of drawers being kind of tall, we had to put the shelves like closer together so that we could get more shelves in there. And so the trays fit just fine. So the trays, that's where most of that in those trays are fabric now, except for the very top shelf. I don't know if you can barely see it in the picture, but the very top shelf, those trays were empty. Well, I put the blanket yarn that was down there into those trays and used my little step ladder and put them up on the top shelf. So then I emptied up 3 cubbies, or opened up 3 cubbies to put some more of the worsted weight yarn that I received from my friend's grandmother. I'm filling those up right now. Anyway, that was a long explanation. So that is what I'm doing today, mostly. But in just a little while, my daughter-in-law is going to be bringing the baby over, and I'm going to keep him for an hour, well, a couple of hours maybe, until my son gets home from work, and I think he's going to pick him up. My daughter-in-law has an appointment she needs to go to, so and then that's it. I won't be keeping him the rest of the week because I have a couple appointments, so during the time that she needed a babysitter, and so we're trading off between me and my daughter-in-law's mom, the other grandma. And so I'm gonna have him in just a little bit, and then she'll have him the other 2 days for this week, and then he'll be back here. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. I wanted to get on and get my video, my Vlogust video filmed before they get here. And so here I am. Okay, so let's see. Backpack buddy of the day. Yesterday was Winnie the Pooh. And he has several parts, and so I decided, well, this one's going to be a real simple one, and so I did a Pokeball. Very easy. Started at the top, and then you change color and do a couple of stripes of the black, and then you change color again to do the white and finish it up. Seal it up on the bottom, and then do this little circle that you have to stitch on there, but super simple. That's the only sewing you have to do. Of course, I did, when I got down to the black stripe, I believe that's where I then attached my backpack clip, or my backpack buddy clip, my swivel clip, to it, so then I could tie it on the inside, and then stuffed it and finished it off. Okay, so the only thing is I used DK weight yarn. It turned out kind of big. I mean, if you use worsted weight, it's going to turn out even bigger, which if you want it to, like, I think the cartoon, aren't they supposed to, like, fit in your hand? So the DK weight size would be good for that as well if you didn't want to put a clip on it. But if you use worsted weight, it's going to get quite a bit bigger, because the maximum stitches in this pattern is 36 stitches around. Okay, and so I use DK weight yarn and a really small hook to try to get it down smaller. And I noticed that the DK weight that I had of the red and the black seems to be the same size. But even though the white was DK, I know now these two, I don't know what they were. Oh yes, I do. This is Premier DK is what the black is. The red, that one didn't have a label. The white is Bernat Softy Baby, I think, or Bernat Sport, I'm not sure, but it's 3 weight. And as you can see, that white is a little bit thicker than the red and the black, and so it's got kind of a fat bottom. But if you kind of, shape it, after you stuff it and kind of shape it, it kind of evens up the size, sort of. But now, after I did this, I was going through my Ravelry library where I store my pattern links, and I noticed that I have another one, and another Pokeball pattern. This one is called Gotta Catch 'Em All, I think, and it was Thistle Dew Creations or something, and I'll put a link below in the description box, of course. But like I said, I found another one in my library, like further back, because I have like 27 pages of patterns that I've bookmarked or whatever that's in that Ravelry library. Oh, by the way, if you are on Ravelry, how many pages are in your library? Because I have 27 now. Anyway, there was another one, and it was smaller. It had a maximum number of stitches of 24, and so I will put that link to that one below also, and I'll just say that that's the smaller one. It's not this one, but they look the same, except that one's smaller. But I will put both of them below if you want a smaller one that'd be more more keychain size. I mean, some people like big bulky keychains. If you want to use it for a keychain and not a backpack buddy, you may want to use that other pattern, because like I said, it's smaller. Anyway, so that is my backpack buddy for the day. And let's see, what is for dinner? Well, I'm having leftovers again, because I still have some of the carnitas, the pork carnitas that I cooked in the Instant Pot. I remember I think I told you before that once you cook it in the Instant Pot, then I chop it up into bite-sized pieces and put them on a tray in the oven with like some barbecue sauce and under the broiler to just kind of bake the sauce on. Well, I just filled up that tray, and I had a little bit of that pork roast left that didn't fit on the tray, and so I still had that piece in the refrigerator. And so I'm going to I'm going to go ahead and chop that up and then put it on a tray and get it in the oven. I guess I'll do that. Either that or just warm it in the microwave. I'm not sure. I might slice it and do it differently. I'm not sure. Anyway, to finish it up, because I don't like wasting food. And so I want to make sure that doesn't get pushed to the back of the refrigerator somewhere. So that's what we're having this evening. And I'm going to roast some broccoli cauliflower mix. Now, if you are not a vegetable eater, and you haven't tried roasting it, like, because it's a bag of frozen broccoli and cauliflower mix, okay? And if you're not big on vegetables, well, try it this way, because you may discover that you like them a whole lot better. I'm getting to where I roast all my vegetables on a tray in the oven. It's just so good. And yeah, they're to me, they're much tastier than just microwaving them or boiling them or whatever. So give it a try. I cook them. All I do is I dump the bag of frozen vegetables on the tray, frozen, okay, still frozen. I'll empty that bag. Well, I like to put a piece of parchment paper or foil. You could do foil on the tray, like a cookie sheet tray, and then I spray it just a little bit, and then I dump that bag of frozen veggies on there. And if you've bought like cauliflower florets or broccoli florets before frozen, I'm sure you have. Well, you know, sometimes the pieces are pretty big, and so I put it in the oven at like 425, you know, kind of hot, and I put it in the oven and I set the timer for like 15 minutes, and then I take it out, and then they're thawed out, the pieces, and then I'll go and I'll cut those bigger chunks, the bigger pieces, into smaller pieces, and then put them back in the oven. If you like cheese, you can even sprinkle Parmesan cheese on top of ooh, that's good. And salt and garlic powder, that sort of thing, and then put that back. Oh, and you can spray the top of the veggies again with the cooking spray, the olive oil spray. Put it back in the oven for probably 20 minutes at least, 20-25 minutes, because you want the vegetables to be not mushy anymore, wet. You want them to be dry, and I even like to get them where the edges are even getting kind of crispy and brown. Oh, that's real good. So anyway, try it. You might like it. You might discover that you like veggies where you didn't like them before. I've done carrots that way. I've done asparagus that way. Frozen okra. If you don't like that slime, well, then you haven't cooked it long enough. I think I heard somebody say that. But yeah, if you cook it long enough, the okra, that slime goes away, and it tastes like fried okra, if you like that. But it's not breaded. It's just got Parmesan on it, but it's really good. Let's see, the broccoli cauliflower mix. I've just recently started doing that, cooking it that way, those veggies that way. And I've done Brussels sprouts, just all kinds of things. Anyway, give it a try. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm talking your ear off today. That's a Southern expression, I think. Oh, I do want to mention or say thank you to all the comments that I received on the National Left-Handers Day. I had asked a question as far as how many people were left-handed and what crafts they like to do, and do they actually do it left-handed or right-handed. And I had a lot of responses, so that's cool. And what was surprising is I had several people that said they were left-handed, but they crocheted right-handed even though they were left-handed. I learned right-handed because the girl that taught me back when I was a teenager, she was right-handed, so she taught me right-handed, but it was very awkward. It was very awkward for me, and so luckily somebody else, a friend of my husband's grandmother, my husband, we were just dating at the time, but his grandmother did not, she sewed, she was a sewist, she sewed, but she had a friend that crocheted, and she was left-handed, so that lady showed me left-handed, and it made the world of difference. But anyway, I thought it was just amazing to hear that there were some people that even though they're left-handed, they actually crochet right-handed, and to me that's amazing because I don't think I could do it. It was very awkward for me. I do everything left-handed, by the way, except that I use scissors with my right hand because I guess when I was a kid, left-handed scissors weren't readily available in school, and so I had to learn to cut with my right hand. I mean, yeah, because right-handed scissors. But that's it. I do everything else with my left hand, except oddly enough, I use a mouse at the computer. I use my right hand with the mouse for some reason. Anyway, okay, now I'm gonna go. Everybody have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow for Vlogust day 17. See you in the next video, guys. Bye.